Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing, and I'm here to do a reading for Ostara, the spring equinox, which happens March 20th. So, welcome in. We're going to look at the energy that you are leaving, the energy that the spring equinox is bringing us, and what you can look forward to. So, thanks so much for being here. And let's go ahead and get started. I hope you guys are doing well. Spring and fall are my favorite seasons, so I'm really excited for this change. I find them both very refreshing. All right. And I'm excited to see what's coming up for the collective. All right, so first row, we're going to look at the winter that we're leaving behind, the energy that we're stepping out of. And the blessings that it brought us. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out the cards first, and then we'll get started. And thanks so much for being here. So what is beginning to awaken in you, the wisdom that you gained from this previous season, what you are leaving behind. Then we're going to look at the energy of the Ostara portal, the unfolding change. This is going to be the core guidance coming through this portal of energy. The new gifts that this shift in season and energy brings. What we can look forward to. New ideas, opportunities that are growing. What will nourish you in this upcoming season. And what is manifesting between now and Beltane, which is May 1st. So let's take a look and see what we've got. All right, so row one. What is beginning to awaken in you? We have the Eight of Wands, so a desire for momentum, a desire for change, getting excited to make changes, whatever that might be. That could be, decorating your home, planting your garden, whatever it is. But we've got momentum here moving us in a new direction. That is what is beginning to awaken in you at this time. I love the energy of 8. Eights always bring in a realization, and I really like that. I also like that we have some fire energy here. I definitely could use some momentum for sure. I've been feeling a little stagnant. The wisdom gained, look at this, we got the Queen of Wands. The wisdom gained from this season before. You know, I feel what I'm feeling from this card is layers being released or sloughed off of you. This Queen of Wands is representing you. It's representing new desires. It's representing a different aspect of you, especially if maybe you have felt really stagnant or you have felt maybe a little disconnected. This is reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with your self-confidence, reconnecting with maybe even a new purpose. Feeling really excited for a new season. I also feel a little bit of loneliness with this card. So it could be that this next phase of life or your journey, maybe you are doing it alone. Or perhaps it could just be parts of it that you've got to do it by yourself. But I do feel a little bit of loneliness here. And it could also be that you have just learned how to be present with yourself in a different way. and you've learned to be okay with being alone. But these are energies that you are, you're stepping out of and into. So this could shift. But I do like that we have fire energy coming in. And what you're leaving behind, nice. We've got the Ten of Swords. Leaving behind a season of difficulty doesn't mean that we won't have challenges in the future, but this portal between March 20th, 2026 and May 1st, we're getting a break. We're getting we're releasing struggles. We're releasing difficulties. But I also feel like many of you are shutting the door on your past, on things that you have decided you've overcame whatever it is that you were struggling to overcome, or you feel like you've gone as far as you could with certain areas of life that you've been healing. I feel like you are choosing to close the door on some of those aspects of yourself and your journey, and that's great. Oftentimes we need to do that so we can fully move on and move forward. I love that we have the Queen of Wands though right here in the middle. I really like that energy. And I like this Ten of Swords here too. So the validating card or clarifying card that we have here is air. And the card says communication, imagination, independent, and witty. That's definitely what I'm feeling with this Queen of Wands, although the wands represent fire, not so much air. But that independent feeling very witty, feeling maybe just more like yourself. I really love this shift of energy, going from maybe a somewhat stagnant energy to feeling more alive, feeling more present, feeling more embodied. This is a really nice energy here. All right, so let's move on to this second row. I like what we're leaving behind. I like that we're picking up some momentum. This is really nice. Okay, so row 2, this represents the energy that the Ostara portal is bringing through. So what is unfolding? What change is unfolding? Nice, look, we've got another 10 here. This is a new chapter of your life, and it feels like there's a greater focus on emotional well-being, emotional fulfillment. I really like this energy. This is not being focused on goals or being driven by goals, although it's nice to have goals, and I'm sure that many of you do have goals, but this is really looking at what creates happiness, what brings me satisfaction, and striving for that. This could also be a greater focus on spending time with family, with your core group, the people that mean the most to you. That's the type of energy that we have here with this Ten of Cups. I like this. And this is something that is slowly going to be unfolding, or you'll be discovering about yourself. And it could be because you are prioritizing emotional well-being, that taking this perspective is causing you to make a lot of changes in your life. You could be shifting how you work. You could be going into a totally different profession. You might be taking up hobbies. You might be putting down hobbies. You might be reconciling, damaged relationships. This is whatever brings you happiness and satisfaction, that's your focus. And this Ostara portal, this new energy coming in, is really supporting that change. This is really nice. And it's taking action towards a greater well-being, which I think we definitely need that. This is the core guidance that this Ostara portal is bringing through. We've got the Five of Wands. I think this is a really great message for the collective. I'm just trying to feel into how I want to say this. You know, it's giving up the desire to be right. It's giving up I don't need to be right. I don't need to be number one. I don't need to be, the top dog. It's releasing unhealthy competition. It's an invitation to come together and create something beautiful that will bless not only yourself, but all those around you. And everyone does this in a different way. It's tapping into that, tapping into your unique creativity. We all come here with a set of skills that we develop, but we all come here with talents and gifts that are unique to us. And it does bless everyone around us when we take the time to cultivate those talents, those skills. So what are you creating? What is your legacy going to be? What are you leaving behind? How can you come together with those around you to build something beautiful? I think that's a really great message, especially since the world is in such chaos. How can you show up in an empowered, disciplined way? How can you bring people together? That's a real gift too. Maybe that is your gift. Maybe you have the gift of knowing how to bring people together and create community. That's definitely needed now. It's that's a beautiful energy. I like that. The new gifts that are coming in, we've got so many fire cards here. I love this. Nine of Wands. This is new gifts. I feel like this is being curious about what your potential is. I feel like this is kind of going back to this Ten of Cups card, really asking, how can I shift and do my life different? And what does that mean? How do you want to feel, going forward in the future? This card normally talks about setting boundaries and being self-reliant, and I do feel like that's a part of this, but I'm feeling it in a different way. It's sort of like you're going to, I don't want to say building a wall because that's not what we're doing here. So I'm trying to feel into how to say this and in the way that I'm feeling it, which is you're being very protective and guarding what is very precious and close to you. Not that you don't want to share it with the world, because you will, but you're putting a greater focus on that. You're holding whatever that is to you very close, and you're prioritizing that. And for some of you, that could be, you're prioritizing your well-being, going back to this Ten of Cups. It could be that you are making a conscious effort to shut out some of the negativity that is surrounding you. It could be that you are, cleaning up your diet. There's just there's a real feeling here. The focus is changing. I feel like everyone's focus is really changing. What was once important to you isn't. It doesn't really mean anything anymore. Um, and in some ways, it feels like communities are getting smaller. But yet it still feels the energy feels very expansive, but it feels like everyone is tightening down on what is important. I guess that's a better way of putting it. Prioritizing what is important. And what I'm feeling from this is it's heart-centered connection and really honoring and protecting that. It's really showing up in a different way. I'm just looking at the energies that we have so far. I mean, you can see that it's shifting into a new way of being. We have 8s, 9s, and 10s. We have this 5 right here in the center. 5s offer a creative disruption. It's an energy that is unstable. It's not always easy to work with, but it creates a disruption that allows you to make change or forces you to make changes. And that's the energy that's coming through with this Ostara portal on Friday. Really nice. We've got the energy of turquoise. I work with colors a lot in healing, and turquoise is a color that's been coming up a lot lately for people. You can work with turquoise crystals if you'd like, but this color turquoise welcomes in a calming, cooling energy. It invites in flow. It helps to remove blockages within your body, within your auric field. It's a really beautiful energy to work with, a beautiful color to work with. And I feel like this is the gift that this portal is bringing us. The card says leadership qualities, clear communication, prosperity, and success. And I do feel there is a lot of prosperity and success. And I feel like success is being defined in a different way. And that's going to be different for everybody. Both cards are talking about communication, having clear communication. I love the energy that air brings in. It's interesting that air is on the top row. This is the energy of winter that is leaving. And we have air here. Air brings in a fresh start, a new beginning. I often see that as the direction of east. Really nice. Okay, so let's move into this third row. And this is looking forward, moving forward, the seeds that you are planting, ideas, opportunities that you are excited to grow, that you're planting now. And we've got the Page of Swords, again, a card of communication. New ideas and opportunities. And I do feel like what I'm feeling from this card is gathering information. I almost feel like many of you are kind of on like a fact-finding mission. You are wanting to create a community or create something that is going to bless others. So you're asking the question, what do others need? How can I show up for others in a better way, or in a different way? This also tells me that the group here that is, watching this video is a very heart-centered, kind, loving group of people. I like this energy here. The Page of Swords, being really curious and perhaps looking at things from a child's perspective, looking at things from what's the word I want to use? Unbiased, not cynical, not pessimistic, looking at the world from a very optimistic, childlike perspective and asking the question, what do people need? How can I show up? How can I be in service to that? And I feel like as we go through this time from now until May 1st, I think you're going to get really clear on that. And for some of you, I feel like this is you communicating with your guides and guardians, communicating with God, asking the question, how can I be of service? And maybe you're not looking to be in service to a large community. The community could just be your family, your neighbors, your core group of people. Let's see. How can you nourish this new energy coming in? Three of Swords. I think this is the prettiest Three of Swords I've ever seen. How can you nourish this? Be accepting. This is letting go of resentment, not allowing past hurts and past disappointments to determine your future actions. You're not acting from a place of hurt or a place of sadness or sorrow. It's moving forward and asking the questions again, how can I be of service? What can I do to help lift someone else up? And in doing that, you are learning, you are teaching yourself something new. You're learning you're learning a different aspect of yourself. And you're also learning and teaching yourself compassion. I really do feel like if we can have compassion for others, we can learn to have compassion for ourselves. I also find it interesting that the heart, it's a clock. So making time for yourself, making time for others, but I really feel the biggest message from this on how you can nourish this new energy is by letting go of resentment. And being accepting. Interesting. Okay. What is the last question I had here? Oh, yes. What is manifesting between now and Beltane? We've got the Seven of Swords. Wow, this whole bottom row is swords. A lot of focus with air. This is all air energy. What is manifesting between now and May 1st? And we've got the Seven of Swords. I feel like this is you're not sticking your head in the sand in regards to your own life. This is, you're not sabotaging yourself. You are you're taking inventory of what needs to change, and you're being very honest with yourself about that. And there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing that you need to fix. You're not broken. It isn't anything like that. But it's looking at how can I make my life better? How can I improve the way I'm viewing life, seeing life, doing life. It's simplifying. It's taking things out. It feels like taking out steps. So taking out unnecessary, whatever that is for you, you're taking that out. You're simplifying. You're being very honest. I feel like this is also being very honest in your communication with others. You're not holding back. It also feels like you're not dancing around something. You're being very straightforward. And the other thing that I'm feeling, and I don't know if you guys can see this, there's a 7 of Wands. This was on the bottom of the deck. With this energy of the sevens, I feel like it is giving up. I know a lot of people, myself included, sometimes we feel like we've got to put a lot of effort into something, and we feel like we've got to accomplish something, or we've got to meet certain standards, or we'll lose something, or we won't be good enough. It's giving that up. It's stepping away from that idea that we've got to prove ourselves, or we've got to meet certain goals or attain a certain status in order to be of value. I feel like many of you are stepping away from that idea because it's not true. So really simplifying, and I feel like in simplifying and giving up a lot of these unhealthy ideas, you have more freedom. You're going to feel much lighter. I feel like this is going to increase your connection with source, the universe, whatever you call God, and also with your guides and guardians. A lot of the blocks when it comes to intuition, a lot of the blocks that we have, they're blocks that we put in place. I feel like this 7 of Swords is you releasing blocks. Anything blocking your happiness, your satisfaction, your connection with the other side, your connection with your community, with your friends and family, you're releasing that. You're stepping away from that. That's really nice. There's definitely more of a humanitarian type of energy here. Not only are you looking after yourself, but you are also looking after those around you as well. And we're being really supported by the universe, by source, by the angelic realm. We're being very supported in that. There's healing coming through for us on the spring equinox. So if you could take time, even just a few minutes, to allow yourself to just breathe, relax, and connect, and allow these energies to come into your body, I feel like that would be really helpful. Especially with this turquoise energy that's coming through, that's going to bring through a lot of healing and help to, what I'm hearing is to help clear your mind and clear blocks in your mind. I feel like some of these blocks, that some of this is programming, some of this came in from, culture and family, but I feel like some of these blocks that are being released are it's programming that has came in through, I just keep seeing energy waves. So this is going to be from the television, from your phones, not necessarily what you're watching. It's the frequency. It's the frequency underneath that. It isn't necessarily what you're hearing or seeing that has been implanted, that is being released. It's the energy underneath that. That may not make sense, but that's how I'm seeing it. And this turquoise energy coming through this portal is going to help to disintegrate a lot of that. It's really interesting. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got red jasper. This is really being embodied. It's a strengthening of life force that's coming through. It's getting back to your roots. It's prioritizing, especially with this 10 of Cups, it's prioritizing what truly matters. The card says nurture, determination, relaxing, and tranquility. I feel like that's what we, I feel like this is what we are all really wanting, and we're being supported in bringing that in. And a lot of this new energy that's coming in, it's going to be inspired ideas. So you will have to take the action to make that happen. But you're going to have a better understanding of what it is that you need in your life, a better understanding of what needs to go, and Spirit stepping in to bring through inspired ideas. This is a really nice shift of energy. I really do like this. Just wanting to look at the numbers here really quick. Nice. It is a whole, it's a different, it's a completely different perspective, a completely different way of living and being, really simplifying things. Nice. I like this. I do want to pull one final card. What other deck do I have here? Let's do this one. A final card here for this Ostara portal to sum up this message. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate you. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing and liking the video if you liked it, I would really appreciate it. All right, final message. We got air again. Card number 13, it says air, fly free. This is an energetically we are being lightened. Like if we can allow ourselves to put down a lot of these unnecessary burdens, we're going to feel so much lighter. And also, this is going back to that frequency that I was talking about, that this turquoise energy is helping to release this programming. I feel like this is a part of this. It's going to help us think clearer, be able to see clearer. It's an unblocking of our energy. And it does have something to do with electronics and the frequency that has been coming through our phones, our TVs. I feel like that's shifting too. I don't fully understand what this is necessarily. But it's a sinister energy that is, I don't think it's going to be, to me, it feels like it's being transmuted, whatever has been going on. And I feel like it feels like a poisoning. And yes, I know the TV, and there's a lot of poison that can come through what we're watching and hearing and all of that. But this is something different. It's very subtle, and it's the energy underneath you can't see it, I don't know that many would even feel it, but it's something that has been penetrating our auric field for the past, it feels like 5, 6 years, whatever this is, that's ending. I'm not necessarily sure why that's ending or if it's divine intervention that's causing that to end, but this is good though. And because that frequency is being removed from us and also removed from our TVs, phones, all of that, it's not being allowed, it's being transmuted, it's being removed. We're going to feel, I feel like our minds are going to be clearer. Interesting. I know there's a way more to this than what I'm getting right now. And maybe that could be a whole nother video. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments and I can go into this frequency in another video in a deeper way. Anyway, thanks so much for being here. Have a blessed Ostara. I'm sending you all the good energy I can possibly send and wishing you all the best. Take great care and I'll talk to you soon.